So you know that I like Bert Kreischer. He's been talking about it recently in, I don't know, podcast spaces and stuff, that him and his wife are like sort of dating each other again. I was like, that's such a nice way of like, because obviously their kids are older and a bit grown and stuff like that, but they're like, it's not like a rekindling thing. It's just like, oh, we've got this part of our lives back now where the kids have like literally left the home and stuff. And Jordan Peterson says it as well, is that like him and his wife still date each other because this is like, you've got to work at it, you know, and like any relationship, business relationship, friendship or whatever, it doesn't just all sort of happen organically and stay at a magical level organically. You've got to work. You've got to put the effort in. So yeah, no, but genuinely we're all good. She's round. Bro, pretty round, dude.
Just think, you're gonna be, if you get time, after when you're a dad, you're gonna turn up here one day and you're gonna be like, I'm a dad now.
Yeah,
and that's very soon in the next couple of episodes, bro.
I know, that's the thing. And dude, I've still got no idea. Like, he's just gonna be here, I think.
Are you able, do you think, to like, you know, when the whole birthing thing? I want you to tell me the story. You don't have to go into like gory detail, but I want you to share your experience.
On
the poddy.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know I'm an oversharer. I don't care. It's on the internet. My wife might care. Nah, I don't.
No, nothing that personal.
Nah. But yeah, the reality is that I didn't like, you know, I was talking about this the other day. I don't know if this should be in it.
No.
So sex ed, right? When you were at school, right? What did you do? Because I feel like sex education, and I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast.
We did speak about sex ed before.
It's so bland. Like, I didn't learn anything, but I know it's a silly thing. You have sex unprotected. Pregnancy is a consequence of that. And we never really, and you probably wouldn't, in fairness, you probably wouldn't put that on a kid so young. But even when we're sort of like early teenagers and you're starting to have urges and you know that some people are getting sexually active and stuff like that, it's quite important to understand, like, physically, pregnancy is the biggest burden, one of the biggest burdens a female body will have, if not the. Like, this affects the body in an insane way. One that, as a very stupid man, I could never, without my wife going through it, I would never have experienced. There's all sorts of little ways that you wouldn't think about being pregnant, gaining weight you've never gained before.
And it's not even just about that. For me, I, like, again, as a bloke, don't really know, but from like what you see, what you hear, like the stories that you're told, it's almost like that will change you forever. Yeah. Like, not physically, not just physically, I mean, but like mentally as well. Oh, like, you have pushed a baby out of a canal, or you've had a baby removed from you. That is crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, it's nuts.
Funnily enough, that leads us on to actually a topic, right? Because it's like an alien in there, right? Have you seen that?
It's like an alien.
Yeah, because like you've seen an Alien, right? Where it like burrows in you and then it bursts out your stomach.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's maybe similar.
But that's scary. Like,
it's a bit mental.
Obviously, I'm not a woman, so I'll never get to experience it.
Yeah.
But to have another human growing inside of you.
Yeah. Well, so we're
insane thought.
We're at the point in the pregnancy where basically every day we can see something happening, right? Yeah. Like, so you can feel like little kicks and punches and stuff like that. That's lovely. Genuinely, I loved that time of our pregnancy. But now it's not punches and kicks. It's like swirls and turns.
Oh, he's violent with it,
dude. Like, and you'll be looking at Chloe's tummy, and then all of a sudden there's like a little like bit out here, and I'm like, and you're touching
That's
it.
what I mean, bro.
And it's so hard. It's like, what is that? No! It's like there's a brick in my wife.
His
like,
nose.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. Like, when you're doing the scans and stuff, they like find their heartbeat, and you're doing the scans and stuff. And I'm like, and I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at Chloe's stomach. I'm like, he's there. His ass is there.
Yeah, that's true. Because when it's on a screen, it's like it's not. It's kind of not real, right?
Yeah.
But then you look over and you're like, oh, that translates.
I'm looking
to
at
that.
Screen, and I'm seeing, and she's going, there's the umbilical cord and there's his tibia, tibula. I don't even know what they are. Fibula, tibula. Yeah. This is his foreskin. Sorry, you don't have it.
I was born with one though, Manny.
This is where all this stuff is, and I'm looking at her stomach like, he's in there, dude.
Yeah.
Like literally, all of this, I can see his mouth, and I can see
that's on the inside of that,
and I am like, it's there. It's the weirdest, most surreal thing. And as I said, we're now in that part of the pregnancy where, like, when she's first woken up and stuff, she's on her side, and she like rolls over, like sits up, and like obviously he's shifted and stuff, and he then shifts. He then moves. He's got to move his whole body, and I'm like, it's so nuts that he's just there.
So you've been like tapping and all that stuff, or like singing. You've been singing.
You know what I'm like. I am literally there, like almost blowing into Chloe's belly button. Like, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. I can't wait to meet you. And like Chloe's like, I don't know why I'm doing that voice. And Chloe's like, your beard is scratching me. And like
sorry, you're part of this.
She's not enjoying the experience at all. But yeah, I like tappa. I sing to him. Yeah, I make up all sorts of random songs. I don't know, dude. It's just fun. It's just fun. I do feel in a way. I mean, again, wasn't necessarily going to share this either. It's really made me question everything up to now. If I'm being really real with you, it's really made me question my my relationship with faith and like higher power and power of the universe. And I'm not really a religious person in my nature, so I'm probably gonna not. And I haven't really worked all this out, so I'm probably gonna say things that are wrong and use wrong words and stuff. But there's something about the experience, and as you said, there's like you're growing a human, and I look at it, and I think the other thing, if I'm being really real, is because we've been very close to very challenging pregnancy in recent years with various friends, family. The closer we've got to this day, I'm like, dude, this is a miracle.
Yeah.
And I know I've said it on this podcast before, but we are taking for granted how special it is that we're here. And like even now, dude, like the babies that exist now and that are being born in today's, we can all bitch and moan about the world, and I do, but like we've never had more medicinal advancement. We've never had more like technology that enhances our life. And it's just... And again, and the fact that we don't live in a third world country. Some of these babies, like, they're being born
on dirt.
Literally, man. Yeah. And you're just like, this is nuts. And the truth is, is that it is making me really question, like, is there a divine force
now
that is...
You always say that you're not really like a religious person or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But every time that you've said you've gone into a church, cathedral, a place of worship, you felt emotional.
Yes. So
why do you think that is?
The burden of having no faith. So you need to understand that. Obviously, on the Spanish side of my family, they're Roman Catholic. That's really just a cultural thing. And my gran, on my dad's side, my dad's mum, she was Christian and had to convert to Catholicism to marry my abuelo, my granddad. Then on my mum's side, my mum's dad's family are Jewish. There's a hell of a lot of religion and faith around my family, and because I don't believe in God, my experience in going into places of worship, I feel like I am overcome with what I can describe as guilt, and it hits me in a very physical way, because I get like I want to cry. I get overwhelmed, like in my throat almost. It's a very So I went to many years ago, I went to Portugal and I can't remember specifically where it is. I think it's in Segres, but it's where basically they believed back in the day, that was the edge of the world. That's what they believed. So they believed that what you could see was the edge of the world, basically. Back in fucking so many time away. So there, they have like a settlement where there's lots of very basic, very modest places of worship. And we're literally talking they're like mud huts with like an altar and a cross. There's not big stained glass windows. There's not Jesus on the cross everywhere. It's literally an altar and you go in there and pray. And they believe this to be a very holy place. And dude, I couldn't even deal with it there. I just get so overwhelmed with...
And so it's not like the building as such, it's more the actual thought of faith.
Yeah. Well, it's the fact that, like, you know, I walk into these places and, it feels like there's 10,000 eyes on me. Like, what are you doing here? You don't have faith. You shouldn't be here. Yeah. And I've honestly, saying it to the internet, I feel like it's my ancestors being like, because I know how much religion and faith is in the family, that I can't. Now I'm not what's the word? I'm not an atheist. I don't class myself as an atheist. I'm open to finding God and God finding me. I'm just not there. So my understanding is that I would maybe describe myself as agnostic, but as I say, this whole experience is really sort of messing with my just my feeling of just biology and science and what I understand. So like, well, this is the ramification of this, and because sperm, egg, baby, bow, like cool. Like I get it. I learned that in science class and biology, but I'm also like that. There's something divine at play here. This is crazy. And I know this is really nuts, and now we're down here. I'm just going to stay down here.
Where are we going?
I've got no idea. I feel like... I don't know. I don't know if you ever feel like this. This could be a very personal thing for me. But I feel a bit like... It doesn't make sense to me how everything fits together. So...
What, like penis vagina or...
Sometimes. Penis butthole. Whatever. I feel like... No. What I mean is, like, let's think of like all the birds in the sky, right?
Right.
What you and I believe, and this is an interesting conversation. What you and I believe is that all the, you know, everything right now that we need to survive is oxygen that's in the air. And there's loads of other things that we require. And let's think about the birds in the sky. The birds in the sky, they need oxygen because they're breathing oxygen like we are. And they need that to survive. But then, of course, they also need nutrients. They need sunlight. They need rain, because when it rains, that allows... you know, grass to grow, seeds to get sustenance as energy. Then the sunlight comes, cool, that's great. Then it like grows a big fuck off tree. That's where birds gonna live now. Right now, bird can have a nest and they can lay their own eggs. And
stuff. This exists for every single animal,
every organism. Every organism. Sorry, God didn't just here's a budgie, here's a falcon, here's a.
But even the way that you talk about it, like you talk about God, like
No, I'm saying it in that if you believe in God, and you believe that in Genesis and he created, you know, everything and then rested on the Sunday, put his feet up to watch Match of the Day 2, you're just a bit like, but it's not as simple as saying, he
created a bird.
But then look at what evidence you have. The bird exists because of everything that we have here that allows him to exist. And you and me as well. Like, we need the oxygen. We need the oxygen that the plants create, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, which they also need to then make more oxygen. Well, what do they need? Well, as I've said, they need the sun, and they need water, but they can't deal with hot conditions all the time. So it doesn't go from sun up, sun down. Right now it's really cool. Now they reach their own temperature. That helps with their photosynthesis. It does all just feel, and like, okay, in areas where there's not a lot of water, well, don't worry, because it rains, where literally the sky sucks up all where the water's from, right? Then stores it in big old fuck off clouds, moves it to the other side of the freaking globe, and then drops it down in areas where they don't just get water. All of this just feels, to me, I'm just questioning, if everything doesn't just feel a little bit more divine intervention-y jigsaw puzzle?
I think that it's naive to think that what we've got doesn't exist in some form or another somewhere else.
I agree.
Right? And that's, for me, I've never been religious. Like I think it's the only time I believed in something existing that you cannot see is when I had that car accident when I was younger. And if we exist on our planet doing our little planet-y things with all the different animals, it would be stupid to think that somewhere out there there ain't, not exactly this, I don't necessarily believe in like parallel universes or whatever, but it would be stupid if you just thought that we were the only things that had a brain that could cognitive function.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, so, you know, I don't know how much of that's going to be in the intro to the podcast, but so...
Do you want to intro the podcast?
Yo, Sour Cherries podcast. That was probably deeper than... And to be honest, I probably didn't make loads of sense. It's not anything that I've really formulated into words. It's just everything that's been in my brain. But then I also think...
Isn't that every podcast episode?
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I also do have a feeling of like, maybe this is just what happens when something like this happens in your life. Like you do start to question.
My RE teacher, I remember back at school, she was kind of similar to maybe you or I, where she never really believed or had a faith in anything. And I can't remember what happened, but I remember she told us this story of like why one day she was like, no, I believe and I'm a Christian now. But it was something really formative when she was, you know, late teen or early 20s that made her just go, oh, that's real. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And that happens to a lot of people. Some people grow up and are religious from the start, and then some people lose faith.
Yeah.
Some people, it's the other way around. Some people gain faith. Some people have it their whole life. Some people dedicate their whole life to that.
And it's amazing to witness.
Yeah.
When you witness, when you are in an area where someone has true faith. So I used to work in in like a coffee shop. I used to work in a tea room, and we used to have this guy who lived I don't know the correct terminology. He was in a monastery. He was a monk, right? So every Wednesday he could leave between certain hours, and he had an elderly sister who he would go to visit. Now, what I didn't understand when he first started coming in, and what I gained to understand by the time he was a regular customer, every Wednesday he would come. They don't talk in the monastery. All the monks, they don't talk. They don't speak one word. So when he would come in, he had like a stutter or stammer. I never know if I'm using the right word.
Same thing, right?
He struggled to get his words out, basically, to the point where I just sort of guessed. Honestly, I just sort of guessed what he wanted, and I would just bring him tea. Like, it's a silly thing, right? When he came in, he would come straight for me. Old dude. Don't think he could see. Don't know how he drove there. The firmest handshake I've ever felt in my life.
Really?
Big firm handshake. Grabbed me in two hands. God. Like, sorry, I don't need to be taking the piss, but he's like, God bless you, brother.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why don't you take a seat? I knew what his favourite seat was. Take a seat. Start to get him his drink. I'm walking over to his table with his drink. He's praying. He's got his book. He's having a little read, right? Cool. I'm bringing over his stuff. He would just single clap like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Go back, get his food. He's reading. He's praying. I get him his food. I bring it over. He claps. Right? And then when he leaves, he would say a very short, you know, whatever, God bless you, blah, 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 whatever. The thing about my experience with this man, and I do think about him, because I'm like, that is true faith.
That takes a certain level of dedication,
that
right?
That man, that's faith. I was watching faith. This was his time. This was his time, and he wanted to read his Bible, and he wanted a wholesome meal, and he wanted to see his family. And every opportunity that he had, he would read his Bible. He would then put it down. He would sit, and he was thinking. You know what I mean? You can see it. He's looking outside. His eyes are closed. He's thinking for a long period and stuff.
What do you think he's thinking about?
No idea. But what? I was in awe that was his, I don't know the best word for it, discipline. That was, but that's faith, man. And when you watch it, and I know that there's people all around the world that just want to stab each other and destroy each other because they don't believe in the same God. And it's a really difficult thing to talk about, but that's real faith. That man had true faith.
And I think there's something really pure. That's the only word I can probably say about it. And like, seeing my niece and my nephew grow up, that's something about that made me realize that actually you have to hold on to this certain level of like purity because you're not exposed to like, I mean, the bad thing is you're not exposed to some of the dangers of the world. But, but you're not exposed to some of the horrors that can change you as a person. And if he's somehow managed to be with his faith that whole time and avoid that situation, then does that make him a better person for it?
I don't know, but you know what? The thing is that the other thing about the experience is, I don't know if he could tell whether I was a religious person or not. But I don't
think it mattered.
I never felt the judgment from him. He never came in. He didn't preach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to. He wasn't trying to save my soul. This was his time. He could do whatever he wanted, and he wanted to sit and he wanted to read his Bible and he wanted to go and see his sister, and that's it. And I think about him a lot. When I think about faith, I think about the very. You use the word pure, fantastic word. It's a very simple existence that you just believe so strongly in this power that, whatever word you want to use. I really don't want to I don't want to come across that I'm not earnest. Like I because I'm not in that space. I don't know all the terminology. I really don't want to be offensive.
No, but that's your view on that's your experience.
Yeah. And to watch it so clearly was like, it wasn't anything. It's not drastic. It's not this idea of like,
No, but it does put into question your own reality, I think, because you sit there and you go, wow, I had my break and I read a book about serial killers and then watched a YouTube video about Mr. Beast, blowing up 500 cars. And he's sat there reading his Bible, probably thinking about, the purest thing.
It's what's interesting about it is you watch somebody and when you're in the presence of someone that has real true faith, you do look inward and go, well, what do I believe in?
Yeah.
Do I believe in literally nothing?
I have had that. Yeah. But it's not made me want to research religion, but it has made me question my own integrity, I guess.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is that, and this might just be my own personal experience in life and everything else is, and this might be a really stupid thing to say, like, when you describe it as God, and people think they do now, don't they? They think about an old man in the sky with a big beard on the clouds, whatever. Like, I think if you really don't want to be offensive, if you just took that away, if you just took God away, right?
The concept of God being a human.
And you just thought about, I don't know, cosmos, or you just thought about the stars, or you thought about some whatever other power that you could describe that wasn't God. I just don't know if we'd all be a little bit more, not on board, but
receptive to it.
We might just understand, because You made a great point earlier about the fact that we're all basically here on this planet, and if you believe that we're the only sentient beings in any universe, that seems, just by everything we know about statistics and how big the universe and all of the galaxy can be, surely statistically we're not even close to being the only sentient life form. We're all here though. We're all living at exactly the same time.
Yep.
Literally miles from each other. Now, I mean, you and I live, however many miles apart.
Yeah.
You can be 1,000 miles away from this country, but it's still within a distance. And we are living so close to one another. Some with faith, some not with any faith. Some it doesn't almost even matter. But our shared experience here is just so important.
And I also think about the vast number of experiences that everyone is going through, literally, and I mean at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Like there is someone going through heartbreak. There is someone going through their first love. There is someone going to school for the first time. There's someone experiencing snow. You know, like all of these different experiences that people are having in their life. And we are just two people like sat here like that.
I can't remember if I read it or I can't remember if I saw it on something or whatever, but like, it was, I think it's someone said, like, I realized my siblings weren't side characters. They're their own main character.
Yep.
I think of me as main character, and honestly, you're like a side character.
Yep.
And you're the main character in your own head.
And you're my side character.
I'm the side character.
Yeah, yeah.
This is... I just think if we all thought of that and we're like, no, but the universe that we're in right now is ours and it's shared and we should be responsible and we should love it and what it's provided and all these things. Like, I think if you just took the concept of God away from it, I don't know if that would reach more people. But I might be talking absolute bollocks. We've gone head first into this. This was not the plan.
But it is interesting.
It is very interesting.
And the older that I've gotten, the more I like, you know, obviously you are still your main character.
Yeah.
But I really get a kick out of like, how can I empower someone else as their own main character now? Like, I love seeing that and being like, you're having a main character moment right now.
Yeah.
Which is why when you told me, bro, and I can't remember if I said this on the podcast, but the moment that you told me you were going to be a dad and Chloe was pregnant, we got that on camera. We're not going to show you. That's a private moment between us. But like at that moment, I was like, "That's your fucking time, man. Like that's your that's a main character moment. Like getting married, main character moment. And there'll be big ones like that. There'll be huge main character moments, but there'll also be really tiny ones that will come and go. Yeah. And ever since I like read that book, I always say itchy go itchy, right? The thing about living in the present, man. I don't know why, but just even when I was so I've come back from Tenerife with Denny, right? And when we were out there, I was explaining that to him as well. I was like, do you know what? Over the last couple of years, I've just been thinking, like, yeah, you've got to look at the future. Yeah, you've got to learn from your past. But, like, actually being present, like, even just mentally in the moment can help so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, like, anxiety and fear and it's either coming from a past experience... or it is literally a nervousness about a future experience that you've not yet had.
Yeah. Or you can't work out.
And that's the thing. Like, you're like, yeah, you don't have to always live in the past, though.
No.
You know, you meeting a new person, meeting a new potential partner has got nothing to do with your partner before.
Yeah.
Can do if you let it, but
and also,
as
most of the time anyway, they, taking that example, they don't even know about your past experiences.
Yeah.
Good or bad, right?
It's mad. Yeah. It's a weird... Yeah, as I say, we weren't necessarily going to do that.
So this is the Sour Cherries podcast.
Sour Cherries podcast.
I don't know how long we've been filming for, but I'm Ben. This is Manny.
What episode is this now?
I don't know. It's got to be like episode 12, dude.
12?
I think
something
it's episode
like that?
12, yeah.
Nice. I like the number 12.
Yeah. Do you? Why?
I was born on the 12th.
That is true.
Yeah.
New lights, by the way. First of all, want to say big shout out to Denny. Thank you so much for coming through and helping me with some of the lighting. I basically wanted to make it a little bit more moody, a bit more well lit, and I feel like this. I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but well, you kind of have. But it creates a bit more depth, I feel, to the podcast and a bit more of a cozy vibe. Even though I feel like there's way more lights on there.
Yeah, I've always felt like I need more depth. Yeah. I need to be deeper. I'm quite shallow.
Well, you have to be with that thing.
Rude. So, in the week, first of all, how was your holiday? You've been away.
It was great. Yeah. Can you see I've got a great tan? Honestly, we must have walked about 30 kilometers on this holiday because we just didn't want to get a taxi. And then we discovered the scooters. They had the scooters out there. We were scootering everywhere. It was bloody great.
That's so
good. Yeah, it was really good. I needed it to get away. I came back exactly how I wanted to feel coming back, which is refreshed, re-energized, and ready to like get stuck in and do stuff, work, hobbies, all of that stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And speaking to like, whenever I hang out with you or any of my friends, I always come back, especially if you've like been away from home and you've been involved in that for a few days or even a day. or even like an evening, I always feel so inspired to like do something new or whatever. Yeah,
I've always felt that's something that our group of friends has always done really well.
Yeah.
We just find ways to like tick each other's boxes, and I feel a similar way with our shared friendship group, that we get each other's like wheels turning a little bit. There is something about when, and it's probably the same with a lot of people. When you know somebody, you know how to galvanize them, and you know what's going to get them like riled up. Galvanize. Great use of the word.
Very
By
good.
me. Just give me a gift.
Oh shit!
Where's my gift? I want a gift. I bought you a gift when I was away. I want a gift.
So I got.
I'm so excited. Should I close my eyes?
So I got you a little gift.
Yeah.
Now I know that this is so rogue. And you might not. No. It's
I'm literally. Should I close my eyes or no?
Yeah, no.
No.
It's the most simplest gift that I could have got you. But I was just like, I had a flashback to a moment when we were at yours outside, and what were we doing out on your patio?
Oh, smoking cigars.
We were smoking a wee little cigar.
I love a cigar.
And I thought, do you know what would go well with a cigar? Is the ugliest ashtray you have ever seen in your life.
I literally
Take that out of there, broski.
I literally thought you'd bought me like a nice pack of cigarillos or something like that. What the fuck is this?
Look at this. This is the ugliest thing I could find. That's going to look really good on your patio, mate.
Why? You left the price on. I can't believe you paid that, my guy.
That's how much you're worth, bro.
Okay.
I love you so much.
Thank
there you go.
Mate,
you can put your cigar. Do cigars even ash?
They do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I mean, I can't fit a
you're
cigar
going to fit one in there.
I can't fit the
do you want me to
cigar
carve
in
out a bit? I've got a Dremel.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll just smash it up. Dude,
Listen,
thank you so much.
got me
Thank
the bum stand.
Yeah.
And I got you the cigar
Truth
stand.
is, should I get it in shot? The truth is, my wife picked that out for you. Your gift.
Denny picked that out for you.
Did he?
No.
I love it so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Look, I love a gift. I've said this before. I love a gift. I love the idea that you, as a main character in your main character life, you thought of me. I like that, and I try and do that for others. I'm not great at it. I'm trying to get really, really good at it.
So,
but yeah,
I would like to semi-apologise. Because
semi-apologise,
right, yeah, it's a semi-apology.
All right,
because
don't know I've ever had one of them before.
You said to me when I got back from Tenerife that you were a little bit gutted because it was kind of a bit of a moment.
Oh, I wanted
and I called. Okay, so I called Manny. Me and Denny called Manny on video. Let me tell you, we were. Fuck.
You were steaming.
We were absolutely steaming.
Yes.
And in the moment, I was like, I really want to share this moment with Manny and show him that we're having a good time. And then you laid it on me and spun it and was like, yeah, I was actually a little bit upset because I was a bit gutted that I couldn't have been there. And I was like, oh, that's such a dick move from me.
No,
man.
not at all. No, not at all. Dude, you can live your life and enjoy your life. And that's awesome. I literally was just like, man, I would have loved that, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. No, you don't need to apologise for that. I loved the phone call. Very, very good.
I don't even know what we did.
Mate, I got subsequent videos and photos of Denny later in that night and you. Mate, I don't know. I don't know if we can share some of them. Oh, my God, it was so funny. And Chloe was like, were you on the phone last night? Because, by the way, it was late, bro. It was late. I'm downstairs. Chloe's like, were you on the phone last night?
Wait, that must have been on our walk after. Was that gone midnight?
It
like
probably
Friday
was.
night?
It probably was gone midnight. And yes, you were walking. You were on like a street.
So we were
like
going.
You were on a pretty. It looked like a pretty happening strip.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a. You know.
So we were walking in between. So we found this on the Thursday night or something like that. We went to out for a food. Out for some food.
A food. Yeah, love it.
Out for some food and then a drink. And then we were just trying to find somewhere that we wanted to not call home, but could feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different characters out there.
You want a spot. Yeah.
And we found this rock bar.
Cool.
And we were like, cool, there's a covers band. But we got there at like 10:30. So we were like, oh, we're quite tired. We'll just have one in here, but we could come back here tomorrow night.
Yeah,
right?
perfect.
They have the same covers band on every night. And we were like, cool, we'll get down there early, have a few drinks, have some food here. So we ended up there quite early, like 8:00. And what started as like dinner, drinks, listening to a covers band quickly turned into Long Island iced tea, Sambucas, having to leave at midnight because they're shut, and now we're the last people in there, and we're talking to all the staff, and they're like, yeah, and you could tell like, get the fuck out because we want to shut. And then we called you on the walk from this bar to the main strip area where the night before we swore we would never go because it was full of like very young people doing balloons. But because we were drunk, we didn't really care. We were like, we just want to go somewhere. Just want to have a little boogie. We can hang out, carry on drinking. So we ended up there, and it was in between that bit that we rung you. So yeah, we were steaming, mate.
No, you really were. I haven't seen you like that in a long time, mate.
There was this picture, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's a picture of Denny. And this wasn't even on this night, it was the other blowout night that we had, eating a lemon cake in bed. No, so hungover.
I've not seen this then.
Oh my god, dude,
cake.
He looked worse for wear, I tell you. But yeah, no, I had a really great time. Came back, feel energized, feel refreshed, feel like, do you ever play The Sims?
No.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you did something like really good, like you leveled up your performance skill, whatever, your sim would become inspired, and everything you did had a bit of a, like, it was a bit quicker or a bit snazzier.
Right. Yeah.
That's me right now.
That's you right now.
Yeah. And I'm sure after Easter weekend, I'll be on that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
Give it 2 weeks, and I'll be back to feel.
Maybe that's what
I need the next one.
That's what a good holiday does, though, isn't it? You're meant to feel that way. That's awesome, man. Genuinely, no, I really, really cool. Would have loved to have been there. So this feels just so crazy that we're like probably 45 minutes in already.
This is by the way, can I just say, this is how me and Manny work. Before we turn the cameras on, we were talking over there. After we turn the cameras on, we just migrated our conversation here. What you're hearing isn't necessarily like a topic that we've picked out and discussed. What we actually wanted to discuss, and I tried to bring it there earlier.
I know. I'm sorry.
Was about. No, don't be sorry at all. It was about aliens, and sometimes it just never goes.
It just never
gets
there. Well, so what's interesting about it is. What I actually wanted to ask you on camera, because I was going to come in and be like, I want to ask you quite a personal question, but we'll leave it for next time.
Okay.
There's a fun little, because by the way, you can watch the ones we've already done, and then you can watch future ones as well. You can find them on Spotify, you can find them on YouTube. Watch everything you can. Share with all your friends and your mum and dad or your legal guardian. When at the beginning of the week, I was like, yep, let's do another podcast, because we obviously haven't recorded for a wee while. You've been away. So I was excited to see you. And I gave you a list of things that I thought that we might be able to talk about. You immediately wanted to talk about aliens. Can you tell me why all of a sudden we are all obsessed with outer space, UFOs? What's the new one now? UAPs?
Oh, unidentified...
airborne phenomena or something like this.
Yeah, it's not UFO anymore, is it?
Well, I think they're two different distinctions now. I might be getting that wrong, by the way. But can I
have a stab in the dark? For me, anyway, why I think a lot of the world is obsessed with.
Can we
just
aliens. Start there? Do you feel that as well? I just feel like in the last year,
I agree, but I think I in my head, I know why.
Hit me.
I think it's because we've realised actually how fucking insignificant and small this planet is.
Right.
Yeah? There's got to be someone else out there, surely. Come on now.
Come on.
And like, there's so much weird shit that's happening. Like, you just know one day, like, we've all seen the films, right? Yeah. Where aliens burst out of the ground, they come down from space. We all have an idea of what an alien should look like. Truth is, we probably don't.
No, of course
definitely don't.
Yeah.
But... again, it's naive to think that shit ain't out there, man.
I wonder. Oh, dude, we've been swearing the entire fucking time.
Have we? Sorry.
Yeah. I just wonder. Yeah, and as I said, I sort of put it to you, and you were immediately like, "Please, can we talk about aliens?"
Yeah.
So
there's something really interesting for me. Like, it's not that like, aliens definitely exist. I'm not that kind of guy, but I'm more like, Well, if they do, I want to know.
Well, okay. So this is really the only sort of conversation that I wanted to have, because the idea of like, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, really. I don't think we're in the space of conspiracy theory podcast sort of thing, whatever. So let's just assume what we've just said was that we're not so naive to believe that in whatever, as I say, even just statistics and what we know of the vastness of the universe, statistically how improbable it would be that we are the only life form with any sort of sentience, which I think is quite important, really.
The sentience bit, I think.
Yeah. So we've established that no, we they exist, right? And let's say you and I, we get a sour cherries exclusive
with an alien.
Alien reach out to us direct. They say they've mastered our language, and they email you and they go, "Hey Ben,"
and they've got an email account.
And they've got an email
That's
account.
Impressive. What are they doing? Gmail?
Yeah, Gmail. Okay. Aliens, at Gmail. Yeah,
how have they got that then?
AlienGod69 at Gmail. He emails you and he's like, Ben, we love sour cherries. We're on your shit. Yeah, we want to come. All right, we're gonna come. We want to talk to you and Manny, and that's it. We want our own blue chair.
How big are they? Do they smell?
Do they smell?
Yeah, this is my house, dude. If they're coming in and they're like slimy and they smell,
I don't know. No, right? They can morph, right?
Oh, so it's like they look like us.
Because to be perfectly honest, let's say, for example, that literally could happen, right? That they contact you, they want to speak to you, they're happy to do this. It's going to go on the internet. They understand all this, whatever.
Oh, that gets some views,
mate. Views would be out the window. What do you actually want to ask them?
Yeah.
Because I'll be real with you. For me, there's only one real question. And
do they fuck? Is that...
Yeah, and I ask because like biting my lip. Like...
Mate, they might be able to morph into the best sloppy toppy you've ever seen, bro. They giving good head.
Wow. No, not where I was going. Okay. Not where I was going.
No.
Like
where are you going,
like we see in all the films where they go, we come in peace.
Oh yeah, do you want to fuck us up?
Yeah. Are you coming in peace? Because let's genuinely, my only worry would be, this is the honest truth, if we established some connection with someone out of space, yeah? We've established, we've got some communications. I don't know how, radio, whatever, right? We've got our communication line. How do they see our relationship progressing after that point of knowledge? Okay. So we've made first contact. Then what?
Yeah.
Are we a threat to them? Are they a threat to us? Are we going to share technology? Are we going to share medicine? Are we going to...
I think that all depends on how far or how much further advanced they are.
Yeah.
Like, are they further advanced? Are they the same but like have a completely different perception of technology?
Yeah.
Or are they lesser technological but they've somehow managed to make it here?
It was so interesting because I want to be really honest about it. When you did say I want to talk about aliens, I was like, okay, cool. I started Googling and I started researching some papers on UFOs and these UAPs and stuff like that, and what's going on very recently where there just seems to be this huge push in whatever. And I'll be honest with you, I got so scared that
you're in a rabbit hole.
I was so scared that Google was gonna go, oh, he's getting too close, doing too much research. He's been researching for 3 days straight.
See him off.
And then all of a sudden, someone from Area 51 task force comes and slits my throat.
Isn't that funny how the first thing he went to is an American base, most famously known for that stuff, Area 51.
Dude, I freaked myself out, and I was like, I'm gonna have to stop. But I did read a really interesting sort of paper online, and it was actually just on BBC Future. I do actually genuinely, if you'll allow us, I want to put it in the description because I can't remember the cheeker's name. I don't really remember all of the content, but it was a really interesting write-up, which was literally right, after first contact, then what? And that's such an interesting, what do you... Yeah,
we've only ever thought about the initial contact.
If we are currently coexisting with an alien race, I mean, and let's say, for example, we don't really know about them, but they know everything about us. What does that mean? Are we in danger?
What if humans are the alien race? Like every other animal on this. Someone got a joint. What? What I mean by that is we're the only ones that can really communicate, right? Like we can talk. We've developed our own language. We understand animals. We keep them in cages in a zoo, right? What if those animals at the zoo are like, this alien race have just like locked us up in it? What if we're the aliens? Is what I'm saying. So what if you're an alien and I'm not, bro? How do I know that?
You don't know.
You just appeared one day. I don't know that. Like, well, I know your parents. But I don't know that that's what happened. I didn't see you come out the birth canal.
And you assume that I drove here.
Right. Now, I want to actually say something here because you messaged me saying, sorry, I'm running a bit late, mate. I'm just leaving now. And then my phone went off. So how did you teleport to my house?
What? No, that's what. No, see, this is the thing. That's what I'm saying. You think I drove. You assume that I drove. You don't. Have you seen my car today?
Yeah, but that's the crazy thing is Schrodinger's Manny.
Schrodinger's
Manny.
Is that the
Schrodinger's cat thing? Like, you shut the lid, the cat is in there, but until you've opened the box, you don't actually know the cat's in there.
Exactly.
But that's what I mean. But like, you leave now.
Yep.
I assume that you've got in your car. I assume that you've got home. You send me a message, but really, you could just be in a non-existent plane.
Yeah.
Or like you could morph into the alien turd that you are. And give me good sloppy toffee.
That's a very main character opinion you've got there.
I know, but that's how I think sometimes.
It's mad, isn't it?
You just go live your little life, mate. I'm cracking on over it.
So this was really interesting because when I was reading up on it, we were talking like they said, like these universal like human rights that we have, they weren't really in any sort of force and power until after the Second World War. That's not a lot of time ago, right? And non-human law, like animal rights, they are even less than, right? They're even younger. They're in their infancy. So when we think about the idea of like, okay, so non-human relationships and law, what would we allow? What would we implement? What could you enforce to a species that doesn't really understand our planet, our ways?
I guess that's the thing. If they come down, like, I think we might have mentioned this before about the idea of like an alien shadowing someone or the planet to research and then report back and then be like, right, is this planet safe to visit? Yeah, look, they're humans, they're bloody idiots. Then they come down and they're like, no, we own you now.
Yeah.
You are doing all the shit we say, or we will just turn you into dust.
Yeah. And what can you do about it?
No, realistically, nothing.
It's a mad. I don't know. I don't think that we're really anywhere close to it, personally. Like actually having any sort of contact, but I do probably, even as I say, statistically, it's got to be so unlikely statistically that we're the only life form in any sort of. Because I mentioned this on the podcast before as well. We might be the most technologically advanced. You know, there might be another species that's on a moon in a planet in our solar system where there is actually water and, you know, whatever. There'll be little like bacterias that might develop to tadpoles to you know what I mean? Like, but they might be in their infancy and we're not in the infancy of our existence. I don't know because I'm a dumb person, but how far, person.
Like if you were to put a percentage on it in terms of like human life, how far, and again, I'm not expecting any science behind this because what the answer that I'm going to give you, there is no science there.
Right.
But like if you had a bar and when it gets full, we no longer exist.
Okay.
How far do you think we're along this bar of 0 to 100, 100 being we are no longer?
Well, that, in my opinion, comes down to a question of what environment are we in? Because I don't know, dude. Honestly, not really sure where we're at with the ozone layer. Is it still a thing? Is it something I should be upset about? Should we need more of it? Do we need to take more of it away? I don't really know. Are we running out of water or are we going to flood everywhere? Are the ice caps melting or do we have too much?
Or is it going to be cold?
Yeah, I don't, all of these things, I'm too dumb to know the answer. Yeah. But I guess realistically, when I think of our species and I think about it, as you said, on a graph, I would say that probably we've actually overcome quite a lot. We're like a surviving race. I don't know the best word to use. So maybe we can just keep surviving. If we've got the environment to survive, then some of us will survive. We're doing that right now.
Do you think we'll ever be able to like go live on another planet?
Well,
maybe not us because we're old now.
I'm sure if you go and chat to the guy that owns X right now, then he's like, dude, I can go tomorrow. Let's go next Thursday. Book you in. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But the thing is, if you go up to space, I don't want no Ryanair seat because they ain't comfy.
Did you see that thing where they're gonna do? They were talking about like making these economy seats like even like closer and closer together.
How are they gonna do that? I'm gonna be sat on someone's lap.
I thought we were all getting fatter. Like, how can they take all the space away?
Well, this is one thing. Again, going back to the whole environment thing, right? Is so for work, there's a lot of stuff about sustainability. I won't bore you with work or sustainability, but
it's all I do in my job. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's relevant. For every business right now, or every human really should be thinking about it. But the one thing, and I couldn't get my head around this, is that we had a presentation on doing our part for the planet, right? Yep. I couldn't get over the fact that there was this one graph I saw, and I can see it in my brain. It like burnt into my forehead now, and I can't get rid of it. Is that it was like time and population and survivability rate, as in like, how soon we're going to croak it if we keep on going, right? Like running out of resources, whatever. And it was like, if we keep growing, then it's just, you can't.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
What will happen is we will, the population will grow so much that what we're doing now, like only flushing the toilet every 2 pisses or, wiping your ass with bamboo paper.
Are you doing that right now?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, like, some people do that, right?
Yeah, right.
Or some people like, reducing your shower by 30 seconds a day, right? What we're doing now, if the population carries on growing, won't matter anyway. And I know that's very ignorant of me to say, like, it's not very forthcoming. I know you've got a child on the way.
Yeah.
It's not about us, really. It's about the future, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't get my head around it. It's like, well, actually, no, we need to maybe not cull the population, but control the population in a way that is fair for everyone. And that's what I think, again, about aliens. If they come down here and they're going to want to live here, are they going to be using our shit? Are they going to be sharing some of their shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
would
bring
be
us
amazing.
down some electric.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, man. Just that kind of stuff bugs me and it pees me off a little bit.
You're getting upset at aliens that
No, I'm not getting upset. I'm getting upset at the concept that all of the sustainability stuff that is drilled into us to like try and save the planet, but really it's just about the population. There's too many people.
There's a lot.
That's the hurdle that I couldn't get over.
In my mind, ultimately, a lot of the world's problems would be reduced if there was less people to keep fed and watered and housed and everything else. But I'm not in a position where I can judge those who should and should not have.
I'm doing my bit, bro. I've not got any kids. You've got one on the way, so you're not doing your bit, are you, mate?
No, I guess not. Honest truth, I did think about that specifically. I was like, I just don't know if now is the time in our
You thought like
existence.
being fair to the child?
I just feel like we're probably thinking about it a little bit more as a society. And I think if we're being honest and open, I think us as young people that have now reached sort of this sort of age, because we know that people, as I'm only going to really talk about the UK.
Yeah.
People are having families and getting settled down, buying houses and having children later in their life than would have been in generations before. That might literally just be the cycle of things. That might be absolutely, we're living longer. So someone that, would die at age 60 probably does make sense that they'd have kids at 20. But now that we live to be 100, we're having kids at 30. Okay. But you do look at it societal and you're like, I always see houses being built. When was the last time you saw a police station being built? When was the last time you saw a dentist office being built?
There's actually, where I work, they've been talking about, this huge housing estate that they've been building for quite some time. And like, I was chatting to a guy at work about it, and he was saying, well, they haven't built, like, the infrastructure is coming off the back of a village. There's no, like, supermarket. They've built, like, one small play park. They've built like, the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, all of these people that are moving into these houses, by the way, they're 3-bed houses.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have a 3-bed house unless
you were going to
have
have
kids.
And that's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like, where are all the nurseries? Where are all the doctors' offices? Where are all the dentists?
Yeah.
Where is everything else? Where's the rest of the schools? There's a lot of infrastructure to think about.
Yeah. But we're not doing that because we're firefighting the growing population.
I guess to an extent we probably are, but I don't know if we can, if you think about it this way, can they keep up with demand?
Yeah.
Honestly, ultimately, I don't know. And we're looking at these areas of where we live anyway, where actually we're really blessed with a lot of greenery and stuff like that. But we all just moan about the roads because there's so many people on the roads. There's so many cars on the road. It's crazy. And I think we're more conscious of it. I think us as a generation specifically are more conscious of our effect on the planet. And I think that is a good thing. I do understand your point, but like Tesco's, every little helps. If you can do your part, I guess you can do your part. Yeah. But I don't know, if I'm honest, it's all well and good that I might turn the back of my TV off so that standby light isn't on the entire time, affecting whatever. But then you might look at other areas of Asia that are just, they've got these facilities, manufacturing facilities that are just on 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think
it does make you feel a bit insignificant.
I guess great, I'll turn that light off. But
do you know what? I'm hoping an alien will actually come down here and be like, your sustainability advisor for the planet is Poo Poo Kaka.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take his job, and then suddenly we're like, yeah, cool. Now the planet's all right. The planet's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And also, how do we know that we're not just being again conspiracy? That we're not being fed it to just be controlled.
I did not want to be a conspiracy theorist podcast.
No,
but
I
here
don't
we are.
No. I don't either. I don't.
Yeah.
I think there's way too many of them.
Yeah.
But you have those moments when you're like, actually, like, I don't believe it, but I don't disbelieve it, man.
Well, we've had this conversation before, is that the thing with information now, it's great that there's so much, but because there's so much, you don't know what to trust.
Yeah.
By the time you've worked out an actual sort of source that you really believe in and stuff, you've sort of missed the hot topic, and that becomes really difficult to then manage.
Well, do you remember there was that video of an alien in court? It was like a dead alien thing. It was like a mummified alien or something.
Oh, was this the Mexico?
Yeah.
Mexican. I don't want to get this wrong, but basically,
we know the same.
They discovered it, and it had like 3 fingers or something on his hands and stuff.
So I kind of picked that up a bit late, but I saw it and I was like, what a load of crap.
Yeah.
But do these people that are explaining this actually believe that that's real? Because then their whole perception, like what we're saying about, no, aliens don't exist. I couldn't imagine waking up and being like, oh my God, yeah, there are aliens.
Well, I guess
with
a topic such as this one of the most simple questions you can ask is, why not believe it?
Yeah.
What evidence do you have to not believe that there's alien life?
I think for me, it comes down to...
Is that a fair question?
No,
does that make any sense?
Same, it's the same belief either way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one, but genuinely, it's like, okay, so why don't you believe it? What is the reason as to why you wouldn't believe? There's going to be a lot of reasons, like, oh, I need to see evidence of of their existence. But what would evidence look like to you then?
Yeah.
What would that?
Well, some
mean?
people will be presented with the most obvious evidence and still not believe it. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. You believe what you want to believe.
To an extent, yeah. And I mean, obviously, we've talked a lot about belief in this episode, so. And listen, live and let live to an extent. Like, people believe whatever they want to believe. I'm always very interested in people's, like, this isn't the same thing, but people's like otherworldly experiences is the only way I can put it. If you believe in the supernatural, if you believe you've seen a ghost, if you felt the presence of something, like, I'm always really interested in those experiences because you're never too far from somebody that's had one. Not all of them are making it up to appear interesting. That's the way that I see it. There's enough evidence to believe that things happen to people in this universe that they can't explain. I've had things happen to me that I can't explain. I don't know how they've happened, right? Yeah. I don't have to believe in anything other than that was real to me, that happened, and I've got no idea how.
There's two things I can think of where that scenario has happened.
Go on.
One, when you used to get a random boner at school and you had to tuck it under your belt.
Right.
Why did that happen then?
Just blood flow, I think. That's just a blood flow. But that's
crazy.
Thing. Yeah, it's mad.
That's crazy. That would just happen. Second one, ghost poo.
Oh, where does it go? Where does it go?
How's it done that then? And then you wipe your bum and there's no trace of it.
I said earlier that I wanted to ask you something personal, and I'll bring it for the next episode.
Are you going to bring it now?
I'm going to bring it now.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, look, listen, just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes.
Right.
Have you ever shaved your bum hole and or bum crack?
Do you know what? That's such a weird question because I've been thinking a lot about that lately.
So the answer
to the question is no.
Right.
But there's two reasons I haven't.
Okay.
One, because I worry that I'd like it and then I'll have to keep up with the maintenance.
No.
Not the shaving experience. I meant the fact that, it's just clean. It's just nice. It's awesome, right? And the second reason is that what if it hurts when it grows back?
Yeah, I'm also...
Like, I don't want to be walking and then the stubble goes... on my sphincter.
Yeah, I'm also worried about that a wee bit. But yeah, if I'm being really honest with you, I'm making a mess down there, dude. Like, I've got to the point in my life. Like, so I'm 32, right? Pooping? No, I've never shaved my asshole or my arse crack.
What if it grows back worse though?
But now that I'm age 32, I'm like, this has gone too far. I've shaved almost everywhere else. I've shaved my chest, my tummy, my face. I've shaved my head, right? The hair that's not been. We've both had our arms and our legs shaved for tattoos.
For tattoos.
I've shaved my pubes, my ball bag, my pubis.
Have you done the gooch?
No.
Have you not?
But this is my point.
I've done that, but I don't know where to, like...
Where's the cut-off then,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah.
Why didn't you just do the arsehole?
No, because there's a bit where it's smooth there, man.
Oh, right. See, this is the thing. I feel like maybe I've not explored that area of my body, if I'm being honest.
I don't know where you're going with this, man. Dude, you said you wanted 5 minutes.
Listen.
I'm not about to help you explore that area of your body.
Listen. I had one question for you. Okay. Have you shaved it? You've explained no. I now want to tell you that I'm to the point where I think I sort of have to, but I'm scared. I have fear.
Okay, so when you talk about shaving it, let's really dive into this.
Yep.
Not like that, excuse me, pardon the pun. Right, are you going razor? Are you going scissors first, then razor? Are you going scissors, razor, wax strips? Are you going round the butthole? Are you going, how close to the butthole are you going? There's so many questions. Women do that all the time. Maybe we need a woman on this podcast that has shaved their butthole to explain.
I think someone needs to talk me through my options because it's great that you've put them all in front of me there, but I'm saying to you, dude, I don't know where to begin.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not opposed to showing somebody that might have professional expertise what I'm dealing with, so they can give me the best. Because you wouldn't.
I'm quite
I'm not. Now, hold on. No, I feel like that would overstep mine and yours friendship. In a way.
Now, what's weird is you jumped to that conclusion, and that is not even what I was on about. So you're disgusting. But second of all, what I was actually going to say was, I'm very self-conscious about my own bum. Because of it being hairy.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Have you ever looked at your own bum hole?
I have, actually.
Yeah. I done it once and I was like, I don't like that.
I don't like
Why
that.
would anyone else want to see my bum hole?
This is a Reginald D. Hunter joke, but he talks about how, like, people don't do that. They don't look at their own bum hole.
Yeah.
And, like, he has this joke that I won't try and butcher, but effectively what he says is that he's saying, like, but how do you know? You would go to a doctor, right? And they're doing like a full checkup of all of you. And the doctor's going to go, hey, how long does your asshole look like this? And you're going to have no idea. And you'd have no idea that anything might be different. Now,
that's a good shout. Like, what if you have like something wrong with your butt?
How you know,
and then someone goes, oh, you got something wrong. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
And I'm going, no, because I don't look at my butt.
Exactly.
Is there like, because I know when you get older, they talk about like prostate exams. Have you had one?
No.
No, neither have I.
No,
but I'm worried. I'll be honest. I'm worried about that because you always hear horror stories, and I know you're not like 60 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
You might have to have them for whatever reason.
Dude,
and
I think they're bringing the age down of when they want to do it because obviously when men are getting prostate cancer.
Listen, I'm a big fan of promoting being, looking after yourself, being healthy,
100%,
getting checked up. Right? As embarrassing as it is, or as it would be, right? Like even like sexual health clinics.
Yep.
It's just one thing that you got to do, man.
Yeah,
and it's over in 2 minutes.
Yep.
But that does not make me think about it any less as like a doctor's got to put his finger in my bum.
A little bit. But, should I shave for that appointment?
That would be weird.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here.
The thing is, you shave your bum and then you get there and then they don't say anything about it. And then I'd feel like I had to mention it. Be like, do you like that?
And the thing is...
no, not like that.
Do you like that?
No, I meant like, was that okay?
Is that okay?
No.
What, should you go for a pre-appointment tonight? Is this okay for
when
I come back?
Like, you're going to put your finger in my bum. Like, can you work with that? Because if not, I will go and shave it. We can redo this appointment.
I just wanted to ask you if you've shaved your butt crack. Because I'm to the point where dude, I feel like it's gone too far. I need to do something about this.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you, 10 being the closest, or like doing it, to shaving your butt crack?
Well, no, I'm like, I should go home and do it, like today.
Oh, you're at a 10.
I'm like, well, I just feel like, as I say, this has gone too far. And this is the thing.
You're stressing me out.
Well, for like let's just be honest. So for my pubes, I've worked out where I'm going to stop. Does that make sense? So where I'm shaving, I know where I like to...
stopping, like up or legs?
Exactly. Like going all the way up or whatever. Like I know what I'm doing. Yeah. But then for the butt, I'm like, well, if I do my crack, should I just do both my cheeks? And then at what point do I...
cheeks?
Probably, dude. I'm not paying so much attention, but probably where the back of my leg then meets my butt. So what should I shave all of my butt and then my crack and again?
How do you shave your butt?
I don't know. Bro.
You have to part the cheeks.
I don't know what I'm doing. I need some help.
You can't really. You were talking about Googling alien conspiracies. You can't really go from Googling alien conspiracies to shaving your butt. Then they're definitely going to think something weird is going on.
Well, this is a big problem then, because that's exactly what I did.
Have you actually Googled it or no?
No, but I know that there's like...
That's definitely an incognito search, right?
I think so. Yeah, but come on now. Incognito? Is it really incognito?
No, but to be
honest, we're a proper conspiracy theorist podcast now.
It stops it from popping up when you know.
No, I assume the simplest thing to do would be get hair removal cream. But I have no experience with hair removal cream either.
Do not get hair removal cream.
You have a story about hair removal cream? Okay. That's so funny.
So
no, listen, we've been recording a long time. If you want to finish it.
No, all I was going to say is, and we will wrap it up after, is that there is a very, very small amount of time, right? And this is no joke, Manny. I'm trying to give you the best advice I can. Look me in the eyes when I tell you this.
Please.
It says it on the packet to leave it on for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Now, for some people with coarse hair, it's meant to be longer. Some people with thin hair, it's a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a very, very, very fine line from when it goes to being some of the hair just coming out and it being okay.
Okay.
And then you still have to shave because you've not got it. Then you've got the middle bit, which is the perfect cooking time where it works as intended. That window is very, very small. And I tell you now, you'd rather be on that side than be on the side where you've left it on for too long, all your hair comes out, and then you've got a red, raw ball bag that feels like someone's just dipped it in fucking acid. And that is why I will never use hair removal cream on my ball bag ever again. Because I swear, right, you know the burning building of Chernobyl? That was literally my nutsack the day after, bro.
I really don't think you can say that.
Are we going to have to end the podcast now?
Shut it down. Shut this shit down. That is what it is. Are you meant to put it on your ball bag?
Are we not? Where are you meant to put it?
You meant to put it on your ball bag.
Where are you? Well, you can't remove the hair from your ball bag with a removal cream without putting it on your ball bag.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Anyway, I've been Ben. This has been Manny.
This is the most unhinged podcast we have ever done.
This podcast in general is just so unhinged.
Mate, why?
So what are we talking about next week?
Oh, dude, I don't even think there'll be a next week.
We can.
I'll let you know if I shave my bum hole.
Yeah, okay.
I
don't want a picture.
No, that's
I'll
for
do
me.
mine though if you do yours.
I need
Not
to.
as like a pact together, but just mean like if you tell me that you've done yours, I'll believe you and I will do mine because then we can share our experiences on the next podcast.
Hey, something's got to happen.
Listen, guys, we put this out to you. Have you ever shaved your butt crack? Have you ever used hair removal cream? Let us know in the comments.
Like, honestly, if you've got some top tips, throw them my way.
Yeah. Although it could be too late by the sounds of it.
I do think, you mentioned it earlier as well, I would like to get some guests, or I'd like to get somebody, I'd love to get some people at least like on the phone that might be willing to talk to us in any sort of professional capacity they have, and we can just
unprofessional.
We can just learn about life. I'm here to learn.
Do you know who would be a good guest?
Denny.
Yeah.
Mate, I love that kid.
Yeah.
I love that kid.
I think he would be a good guest. We should have him on.
Adorable.
He is.
And
he's the sweetest dude.
He can teach us about life.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And also, he's got a very different perspective because obviously we go to a 9-to-5 job. And I say recently, it's not recently, but for me, it still feels recent. That he's like off on his own venture, doing videography, photography. He's fucking smashing it. I'd love to talk to him on our pod for an hour.
Let's work it out.
And we'll find some other guests.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Reach out to us. You want to come chat with us? Find out where Ben lives? Come round.
We didn't have to say it like that.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Sour cherries.
Do you want to have a quick look at my butthole or not?
No, I don't.